Hanover Square Press and HarlequinAudio present The Girl in the Vault, a thriller by Michael Ledwidge, performed by Melissa Moran. For the Hahn family, and in loving memory of Ian and James. Prologue. Nice night for a stroll. It was a nice night for a stroll. Just as I passed the Waldorf Astoria heading south down Park Avenue, that was what struck me, how remarkably movie-set perfect the city was. There's something special about summer in New York, something romantic and enchanting, especially at night. On a nice August evening in the afterglow of the hustle and bustle, the random window lights in the darkened skyscrapers above Midtown can suddenly seem like glittering constellations beckoning you to wish upon a star. Staring up at those silver lights as I walked toward the MetLife building's towering dark monolith, it was almost as if, for a moment, I could actually feel the night itself pulsing with the life force of the naked city's 8 million people. I stopped at the next corner and took a breath, then looked down at the rivulet of blood that suddenly ran down the back of my hand and spilled off my ring finger and plopped like a tiny drop of spaghetti sauce onto the concrete beside my pink and white Fila running shoe. Correction, I thought, as I swiped my hand with the already bloody towel that I was hiding up the sleeve of the men's Brooks Brothers raincoat I was wearing. Make that soon-to-be 7,999,999. Then I finally walked through the Helmsley Building's tunnel-like East pedestrian concourse and crossed empty 45th Street, and I was there. I pushed through the MetLife Building's heavy revolving doors. There was a security guard behind a little desk at the top of the left-hand escalator, a very large middle-aged Hispanic gentleman with a shaved head. He looked up from his phone as I carted through the turnstile toward the elevator banks. Had he noticed anything amiss? I thought warily as I checked the lobby marble behind me for blood. I didn't see any, but I did suddenly feel quite weak and hot, as if a fever were coming over me. I thought for a moment about asking the nice bald man to call me an ambulance. But by then, one of my blood-free fingers was already on the call button, and the elevator dinged open, and I tottered in and hit 54 instead. My desolate office suite was the third one down the right-hand corridor from the elevator. After I closed its door behind me, the city lights through the north-facing window illuminated the same two things that were in its center the last time I'd been there the week before: an industrial shredder and a glossy black cello case. The tools of my trade, I said as I threw off the coat and headed straight into the executive washroom. There was a first aid kit behind the sink mirror, and I took it out and very painfully undid the makeshift duct tape and paper towel dressing I'd used to staunch the bleeding. After I emptied a bottle of hydrogen peroxide over my bloody left forearm, I took out my phone. "Siri, internet search gunshot wound," I said. A click later, the internet informed me that without any major arteries hit, a through-and-through bullet hole was just like a nasty puncture wound. Nasty puncture wound, I thought as I bandaged and gauzed and taped everything back over again. I closed the mirror and stared at my pale 24-year-old graduate school valedictorian face. The title of my upcoming Dateline episode, I mumbled. Or would it even be Dateline? I wondered as I headed back into the empty office. American Greed, maybe? A crossover episode? Suddenly cold, I threw the raincoat back over my shoulders for warmth as I headed to the window. I leaned against the wall for a bit, and then found myself sliding down it until I was just sitting there, staring at the lights of storied, moneyed Park Avenue below. Money, I thought. Money, money, money. They say that money is the root of all evil, but that's not really true. Money is just a tool. Like a hammer, money is just something you use to do things. And like a hammer, money is a tool that is mostly used to do practical and useful and helpful things, like build coffee shops and farms and schools and hospitals and roads. Sure, hammers sometimes end up cracking someone's skull in.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?